So this is the Lag T88D, and if you're wondering what's a lag guitar, you're just like me until about 2 days ago when I was contacted to endorse this product. And so full disclosure, I am endorsing this product. I've been given this guitar for free, yay. And I love it. I've been playing this guitar a lot over the last 2 days, and it's a perfect couch guitar. It'll do really well in your home studio as well if you have one. The sound and the materials that have been used to make this guitar are both fantastic. Let's talk about the sound first. What I like is the brilliant projection. It just projects really well. Lovely. And the sustain. It just sustains, it goes on and on and on. So really nice sustain as well. I like the fact that the bass doesn't boom. That's an issue that many acoustics have, especially when you record them. So you need a low cut filter. Whereas this, it's just brilliant for finger picking. It's like the EQ is already done for this guitar. It's just brilliant. Alright, so let's talk about the build quality, or the things that have gone into this guitar. The top, the soundboard, is made out of Engelmann spruce, and that's the best kind of spruce. And it's fantastic that on a guitar that's in the range of about 20,000 to 30,000 rupees, you get a soundboard made out of Engelmann spruce. That's just fantastic. Most guitars in that range would be made out of a Sitka spruce top. And that's a really good wood as well, but it takes time to age, unlike the Engelmann spruce. And the saddle, the nut, and I think the bridge pins are all made out of graphite. So that's fantastic. And the tuning keys, and that's black graphite, by the way. That's not ordinary graphite, that's black graphite. So it's great for string slippage because it's black graphite is self-lubricating. And the tuning keys are 1:18 gear ratio tuning keys. So when you combine that fact along with the black graphite nut, string slippage, that's strings going out of tune on their own, is kind of not an issue with this guitar. So that's really, really nice as well. Look at that. I don't know if you can see, I hope you can, but that inlay is a wooden inlay. At this price, to have a wooden inlay is really sweet. So it looks really nice. And the headstock, there's a wooden inlay on the headstock as well. It's fantastic. Alright, so let's see what this guitar goes up against in India. When I recommend guitars to my students in India, I always recommend Yamaha guitars. And I usually recommend the FG800 and the FS800 series. They are fantastic guitars, really great value for money. They start at about 18,000 rupees, and they're really, really good guitars because they're solid top guitars. They're made out of Sitka spruce, and the build quality is Yamaha's build quality, so it's really reliable, built like a tank. So who would buy this lag guitar, and why would you consider a lag guitar when Yamaha guitars are around? Now, first off, let me just clarify that just because there's a lag guitar around, that doesn't make Yamaha guitars bad. They continue to be fantastic. But what if you're in the market for something a little better than an FS800 or an FG800, and you're willing to spend a little more than 16 to 18,000 rupees? Then you may want to consider better wood, Engelmann spruce. You may want to consider a better nut than a mica nut that you get in an FG800, like a plastic, like a better grade of plastic, mica. And so you have a graphite saddle and a graphite nut. So that, and even the tuning keys are 1:18 ratios. So that's better than what Yamaha offers on the FS800 and the FG800. Having said that, in this price range, Yamaha does offer sweeter guitars, better guitars, like the FG830 and the FS830. And those guitars have things that this guitar doesn't have. For example, a neck binding, which is more for aesthetics, which makes the guitar look nicer. This doesn't have it. But I think the wooden inlay compensates for that. And so the FS800 and the FG800 are entry-level acoustics in India, which have solid wood tops. You have more affordable guitars than those, but those are made out of laminate tops or plywood tops, and I don't recommend plywood guitars at all. But when you look at this and you see that it goes up against the FG830 and the FS830, both Yamaha models, then why would you consider a Lag? Because Yamaha has all that, all that heritage behind it. Well, when you look at the higher end that Yamaha offers, you'll notice that Yamaha goes up against really premium brands like Martin and Taylor, and in the higher end, right? And so when you ask someone as to how they'd rate a Yamaha guitar with a Martin or a Taylor, many people would say that they'd go with the brand value of a Martin and Taylor, not knowing that Yamaha's LL series and the LX and the LS series are really good, and they hold their own against Martins and Taylors. And if you're going for Martins and Taylors, very often you're going for quality, but also the brand snobbery. That's the same argument you could use in the lower end that Yamaha offers with Lag versus Yamaha. So if you're going for the FS830 and the FG830, and you're relying on Yamaha's name, you have good reason to rely on that name, because Yamaha builds guitars with good quality. And I own a couple of Yamahas, and I love them. But this Lag guitar completely has surprised me with the quality. And it's a small neck, so if you have got smaller fingers, or if you're a beginner getting into finger picking, it's really easy to move your chords around. It needs a little bit of a setup because, like most guitars, it comes with very high action, so you definitely need to work on the setup. But once you get everything sorted out, it's a guitar that you could just play on your couch for a long time, like I've been doing for the last 2 days. So if you want to buy a really good guitar and not spend more than 20 to 30,000 rupees in India, I would say head to a store which stocks Lag guitars and give it a go, give it a listen. You may be quite surprised